Hello Reapers, my name is Seth, and today we're going to be playing some of the Kirby Superstar, and today we're going to be playing some of the Kirby Superstar Friendship Adventure. I don't even honestly know what this game's called, but it's the new Kirby game coming out for Nintendo Switch next week, or maybe it's this week, depending on the time that I actually get this video out to all you folks. But there is a free demo that you can end up playing, so that's what we're going to be kind of messing around with today. And man alive, the nostalgia of this game is just through the roof for me, because the last best Kirby game that I ever ended up playing was Kirby Superstar. And there is a lot of elements from this, a lot of power-ups from it, as well as a couple new ones and a bunch of new tricks from all the more recent Kirby games. But still, the fact that this game seems to have so many references to Kirby 64 and to like Kirby Superstar is just why it's like through the roof for me. Very nostalgic, very, very cool. Don't know if I'm gonna do a full Let's Play series of the game or anything like that, because you all know how ugly Nintendo is with YouTubers, but you can actually throw a friend heart to actually capture dudes that are out in the environment to end up making them your friends, right? And then as you're kind of wandering around the environment, you can interact with them. And the cool thing is that certain power-ups are going to be able to actually combine. So if we end up going to the pause menu right here, you can see that for our sword, let's skip through all of the normal combos and stuff. You can make a fire, blizzard, or zapping weapon, depending on the party members that you have. So right now we've got a bomb guy with us, which, oh, I don't know why I thought that the bombs were going to be able to actually combine with our sword power. So rip me, I ended up making a little bit of a mistake right there. But either way, it's pretty much just a Kirby game. You know, everything about it is just the exact same as you would expect. And it's got some cool interactivity that you can end up doing with your other mates here. You can see that I'm actually climbing onto this other dude and actually have all of the same controls of his powers. So it's kind of a way that if you're playing this game single player or even with your friends, because of course you can play 4-player local co-op, not online, unfortunately. This is not going to be the Kirby game of all Kirby games where it finally has online capabilities. Oh no, it is going to end up being on the Switch though, and you know I am all about Nintendo Switch games just because of the simple fact that it means that we're going to be able to play this on the go, which is what's so absolutely beautiful about it. Okay, so we got this fire dude right here, and he's going to be the prime example where they're trying to show off that we can end up, whoops, wrong button, I want to capture him right there, and then make him replace the sword guy because we don't need that power up. And if we hold up, we can actually have him interact with us. Now we got a fire sword, which is going to end up interacting with the environment in a very specific way. It's kind of cool, but kind of not at the same time. And what I mean by that is, like, at first I was like really surprised and really excited that this game was going to end up having that level of combination of different abilities and stuff like that, very similar to Kirby 64, where you could actually mix and match different power-ups. But this game is kind of not really something like that. You know, more so this game is just about being able to have 3 different elements interact with the type of power-up that you end up having and making it that much different. You know, it's not really going to end up being that different as far as the ability. Like, we still have the same functionality of our sword attack outside of the fact that we're going to end up setting the ground on fire, being able to light things on fire and actually interact with things that you can set on fire in the environment. And we could also end up using, you know, another ability right here. Let me actually try this out. If I can get rid of my sword. And no, I actually don't want to do that right now. That's my mistake. How do I actually cancel out of this? Please just let me cancel out. I want to end up, whatever. Well, anyways, let me suck up this guy, steal his power up, because you can actually sync the cutter with a bunch of the different elements as well. So we'll get a fire cutter right here, which obviously also is going to end up, as it said right there, giving you more attack power to the ability. And then this guy right here, this is really cool, because I remember this guy from way back in the day. He actually counts as an electric ability, so we can actually use him, and the computer's going to be very smart in understanding that we want to kind of go through the cycle of one power-up to the next and stuff like that. So we kind of get to have like an electric ability now, which is really helpful to us. And if we end up getting this guy right here and replacing our sword dude, now we actually can use ice. So that's all 3 different elements that you can end up having with only a select few of special powers. It is still really cool. Some of them actually have a very dynamic dynamic change in how the ability is going to end up functioning, whereas there's going to end up being abilities like the blade that we're using right here, which is just going to end up kind of making it an ice version. It's not really going to end up making it that crazy different compared to all of the other skills, you know, but it's like for stone, for example, if you end up getting the one where you can end up turning into a giant rock dude, and then you end up having ice mixed with that, that's going to end up changing the way that you play the game, because you're going to become a curling iron. You're going to be able to just, you know, go downhill and slide through the environment and stuff like that, very similar to some other older Kirby abilities, right? So very, very cool to say the least. We also get this new thing right here where this is going to end up being, I guess, more so this would be cooler in multiplayer, because of course Nintendo, you know, with their games, they always love having this one gimmick that they kind of push to the point of it actually being like a dead meme, where now we're actually splitting in the environment with the other two players that would end up being on the other side of the level, right? So it's kind of like we're all helping each other back and forth while also trying to slowly get all the collectibles. And, you know, later on in the game, obviously, it's going to end up being a little bit more interactive, a little bit more to the coolness of just old Kirby, where it's like you're trying to find secrets and all sorts of puzzle pieces and stuff like that. But this being one of the starting levels, they're just trying to kind of show you how the game is. And one of the things that's also really cool that they advertised already is they have plans for downloadable content characters, which I hope you don't have to pay for that, because that's a little bit ridiculous. You know, it's fine if you do, but it is a little bit weird if you end up actually doing that. No, I don't want the electric ability. I want fire. Thank you very much for that one. He was actually smart enough to do that, because if we all end up getting into the cannons right here, are they going to be quick enough to do it? So long, sucker! Oh, we actually need all 4 characters. Speaking of gimmicks, remember what I just said 2 seconds ago? Of course, you have to use all 4 players, because the game really, really wants to emphasize the idea of getting through these levels with 4 characters, which does mean that eventually down the line, you know that the harder part of levels and harder part of this game is going to just simply be trying to actually have all 4 of your party members survive to the very end of the level, so that you can actually interact with that sweet door or that sweet explosive cannons right there that you just saw, that is going to single-handedly require you to actually have all 4 of the characters. Let's get this guy right here and have him replace, let's have him replace the fire guy, okay? Because I'm going to take the fire guy instead. Never mind, I'm going to end up taking the yo-yo, because that was one of my all-time favorite from back in the day, dude. Let's see if we can end up getting ourselves a nice little yo-yo ability. What the? Ah, because the Waddle Dee counts as water. That's right, there's actually more than just the 3 elements that I mentioned previously. Obviously, it's a demo too, so there's definitely going to end up being a lot more power-up combinations and stuff like that further down the line. And the cool thing is that the Waddle Dee, the umbrella ability, actually has some functionality as far as co-op is concerned, because as we're fighting Wispy Woods right here, the guy with the umbrella is potentially going to end up helping us out by actually, like, if I can end up getting him to do it. Unfortunately, I'm just kind of swapping all my power-ups here. There we go. Got him to use the friend umbrella, or the chumbrella. I know it's cringe, but I love it. Which is really, really cool, because now he's actually going to be protecting us from Wispy, who's going to end up slowly, periodically dropping apples down on us every now and then. And if we're not careful, no, it's always going to split us up, unfortunately. Can you please protect me with your umbrella, dude? I would really very much appreciate it. That would be helpful. Thankfully, his AI is actually really, really smart right there. I don't even know how he ended up doing that, but it's really cool that he did. Awesome, very cool. Like I said, I'm extremely nostalgic about this game, just because of the fact that it seems to have so many references to the old Kirby games that I ended up growing up with. So that's why I'm like all about it. That said, again, you know, unfortunately, I gotta say, guys, that I've had some very, very negative and bad experiences with playing Nintendo games on my channel. More recent Nintendo games, I guess I should say. You know, I did a Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I enjoyed that series, but my videos were constantly getting grabbed by Nintendo, and I don't think that I ever had one single Mario video go up in my Mario Odyssey series that wasn't grabbed by Nintendo as well. And so it's like, I don't know if I'm going to end up doing a Kirby series, though I think it would be like really, really cool to actually play this game that has so many references. Like even right there, you got to see that there was the ninja power-up. It's been like a million years since there was the ninja power-up. Now, as far as the demo is concerned, we'll go into this level, but I do want to let you know that we're not going to end up finishing it for today because I want you guys watching at home to be able to just download this demo yourselves and try out this level for yourselves. This one does say that it's a hard level, which the thing that I really like about it that's kind of cool is the fact that we actually get to have, let me actually replace, let's replace Waddle Dee because he's water already. The thing that I like is that when you go into the hard level, you actually get to have, you get to carry over your power-ups from the last level. So it's kind of like a nice way that you can end up interacting and having different power-ups kind of mix and match. So for example, this yo-yo ability, you wouldn't normally be able to actually get in this zone. I'm just saying as an example, I don't know whether you can or not, but there's certain power-ups that are only going to be attainable in the first level that you can't get into this level, right? Which there's also going to be certain power-ups that you can get in this area, yes, but unfortunately you aren't going to be able to take those back to the grasslands area, which is a little bit disappointing, right? So I want to just end up a final note here. I just want to end up grabbing the whatever that guy is right there, the little rock dude. Also, I find it very, very strange that this game actually has loading screens. Like, that is just so weird. Whoopsie daisy, I want to grab this guy. That's what I want to do. There we go. So now we got that rock ability where if we're on a slanted surface, of course, we're going to fall down. It's got lots of old-time references where we're going to end up becoming different blocks and different things from the environment, right? But if we end up interacting and taking the water ability, we're going to end up having, is this the curling iron? Yeah, splash curling. So this is going to end up being one of the more useful abilities for this guy, for the rock power-up, because you're going to be able to run into it and actually use it to kind of go through the environment. And oh, I see, never mind. So there's certain, that's right, temporary power-ups. So we can actually use the friend ability right now, and then he's going to end up using ice, which ultimately I think is going to do the exact same thing. Yeah, ice curling, which is going to be pretty much the same thing, but he has to, like, our teammate has to actually knock us into it because us ourselves, we didn't actually retain that power-up. We just end up having it as a kind of a way that you can interact with your friends, right? Which obviously isn't going to end up being that impressive when you're playing this game on your own, but if you're playing it with friends and playing multiplayer, that's going to be where it's at. In either case though, folks, that's going to be it for today. Most of all, I just wanted to show you that this demo exists. The game is going to end up releasing, what date does it end up releasing? Let me double check right here. March 16th. That's when this game's going to end up coming out. So be sure to check it out for yourselves, folks. I'm probably going to end up getting this game and playing it myself, even if I don't end up actually starting a series on the channel. But in either case, thanks for watching. Very much appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe for more daily content. And hit that notification bell if you want to see some more stuff from me every single day. And then if you want to support me, there's links in the description to my merch store, as well as Gawkbox, which is a way that you can support me for free. Sign on and stay epic, everybody.